Hey, what's up everybody, I'm Charlie, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious butter beans and rice with D&D smoked sausage and pickle meat in it. This recipe serves about 8 to 10 people. Not only is it one of New Orleans' most popular dishes, but it is absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Here is all what you will need to make your white beans, and we're going to get started with our ingredients. You will need 1 pound of Camilla brand baby limas, and as you can see, that's small butter beans. And along with that, you will need some unsalted butter, 16 ounces, that's 1 pound of D&D smoked sausage. Now if you cannot find this in your area, you can use any other type of smoked sausage for this recipe, okay? You will also need 2 pounds of pickle meat. Now pickle meat is basically salted pork, and if you cannot find this in your area, you can use any type of smoked meat such as smoked pigtails, ham hocks, or even smoked turkey. For your seasonings, you will need 1 yellow onion, celery, bell pepper, garlic, fresh parsley, and bay leaves. For your additional seasonings, you will need some Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Now if you don't have this, you can use the Zatarain's Creole seasoning or the Slap Your Mama Creole seasoning. You will also need some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic, onion powder, and garlic powder. And for your rice, you can use any type of rice. I'm going to be using jasmine rice for this recipe. Looking for a cornbread to go with your white beans? Check out my cast iron skillet cornbread recipe video. Link to the video can be found in the description box. And there we have it. Okay, we're going to start by chopping 1 yellow onion. Rinse your celery off before you chop it. Chop 3 stalks of celery before you chop it. Chop 1 green bell pepper. Here we have 4 cloves of garlic. We're going to chop the garlic up until it's minced. Rinse your parsley off before you chop it. Chop the stems off of the parsley. And chop the parsley until it resembles coarse crumbs. Chop your D&D smoked sausage. Add your pickle meat into a strainer. And rinse it with cold water. Now if you're using smoked meat for this recipe, you do not have to follow this step. Okay, now the first step is we want to salt the beans. So we're going to take some beans and you're just going to place a small amount in your hand and you're just going to salt the beans out. Now as you can see here, this is a bad bean here, so you want to remove that, okay? So you just want to salt the beans out, take a look at them, make sure all of them are good, and just drop them in the pot. And you're going to continue to do this until you have all the beans sorted. Now as you can see here, this is another broken one. You can remove that. Okay. We've sorted our beans. Add 9 cups of water. Cover with lid. In tradition New Orleans fashion, we're going to let these beans soak overnight. Now what that does is it reduces the cooking time of the beans by half, and it also gives flavor and texture to your beans. Here are our beans the next day, and as you can see, the beans are much bigger. Now before we get started with the cooking of our beans, we want to boil our pickle meat. So let's get started with that. Preheat your fire to medium-high heat In a large pot, add 1 1/2 quarts of water. Let this come to a simmer. Our water is at a simmer now. We're going to add our pickle meat. Now, if you're using smoked meat, you don't necessarily have to follow this step. Okay? Cover with lid. Let this simmer for 1 hour. It's been about 1 hour now. Now this is the most important step. You want to go ahead and taste the water to see if it's salty, and it should be. And yes, it is salty. Normally with pickle meat, once you finish from boiling it, the water will be salty. Okay? Turn your fire off. You're going to reserve about 1 cup of this salted pork stock. Add your pickle meat into a strainer and just drain that salted pork stock right in there. Preheat your fire to medium-high heat. Add 1 cup of the salted pork stock. And to that, we're going to add our pickle meat. Stir all your ingredients together. Let this come to a simmer. I forgot to mention that at this time you can go ahead and add your smoked meat. Okay, let's add some seasoning. Add 1/2 cups of chopped yellow onion, 1/2 cups of chopped celery, 1/2 cups of chopped green bell pepper, 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic, and 4 bay leaves. And I forgot to mention, add 1/8 cup of chopped parsley. For your additional seasonings, add 2 teaspoons of Tony Chachere's Grill Seasoning, 2 teaspoons of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Portrait Your Magic, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Stir all your ingredients together. Cover with lid. Let's simmer for 1 hour. It's been about 1 hour now. I'm going to give this a quick stir. Add your smoked sausage and 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Give this a quick stir. Cover with lid. Let this simmer for 15 minutes. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes now. And after 1 hour and 15 minutes total cooking time, our white beans is now done. Turn your fire off. Some quick tips: your beans will thicken as it cools. Not only that, as your beans cool, the flavors will settle and increase, resulting in your beans having a much better flavor, especially the very next day after you cook them. Let this cool for about 10 minutes before serving. Preheat your fire to medium-high heat. In a medium-sized pot, add 1 1/2 quarts of water. Let this come to a simmer. Add 1 cup of rice. Give this a quick stir. Let this simmer for 8 minutes. It's been about 8 minutes now, and our rice is now done. Turn your fire off. Add your rice into a mesh strainer and rinse your rice off with cold water. Return your strainer on top of the pot, put a lid on top, and let this sit for about 10 minutes. And our meal is complete. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, white beans with rice with smoked sausage and pickle meat. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. You can also check out this recipe along with all of my other recipes, as well as contact me or donate to the channel. Visit www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also like, follow, or contact me on Facebook and on Instagram under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's taste test is coming up next. Now it's time for Charlie's taste test. Oh man, look at this. Woo! Woo! Say, bruh, I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all these beans is good, beans is good. Ooh. The beans are nice and creamy. You can taste all the flavors from all the seasoning that we added. The D&D smoked sausage, the butter, and the pickle meat. Ooh. It's a winner. Oh man. When I tell y'all I put my foot in here, I put my foot in these beans, bro. Really, really good. So, give the recipe a try. I hope you all enjoyed the video. So, until next time, take care, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.